In this video, we're going to be picking up magazines and adding them to our weapons, well, list of extra magazines. So we're just gonna, not much to talk about, we can go ahead and just jump right in. So first things first, I'm gonna drag out one of the magazines. One thing I forgot to check, I want to go ahead and add a quick little uProperty variable here. This is going to be for testing. We're going to do bool is dragged into world. So that defaults by default, but if that's true, we're going to, well, you'll see. But if it's true, on begin play, if that is the case, we're going to call setup magazine and give it its default information and show it, obviously. All right, so is dragged into world, true. Let's go ahead and play, make sure it's showing it, which it is, and pick it up. I just have a hard time with that. Make sure we can pick it up. All right, picked it up, and we're good to go there. So, let's, when we go to interact with it, let's add it to our weapons inventory. There's our server interact. Here's our client interact. So if it's a magazine base, so what I'm going to do is if weapon, then I'm going to add it. So I want to kind of compare it. So I want to do an is valid check on the magazine. So bool is compatible magazine. Make it take in a magazine base. And it's going to be called magazine. So now we need to check everything. Let's see here. So in our weapon base, we have a list of magazine row names. Let's see. We might want to add a compatible magazine name as well. But we'll figure that out here kind of as we go. Right, so here we are. So first I want to check, so if magazine, meaning it's valid. I need to start doing that just to make it a little bit cleaner. So let's see, what can we check to see if it's compatible? All right, so I'm going to have an array here, have a function that returns it. So t array, f name, what's it called? Get compatible. Actually, no. Well, yeah, my bad. Get compatible weapons. Create a definition. We're pretty much going to have it return compatible weapons. All right, that's an F string. Never mind, not F name. Whoa. All right, let's go to magazine base and find it. There we go. So if magazine data, return magazine data compatible weapons. Otherwise, we're just going to return an empty string array. And that's going to be all on that end. I'm going to go ahead and build. So now we can do magazine get compatible weapons. So let's see here. We're gonna do T array, F string, weapon list. If weapon list dot num is greater than 0, we're gonna do for F string, weapon name and weapon list. Here's where we're going to do our check. So we have our weapon name. So we call it, right, so we just had weapon data. So what we're going to do is if weapon data weapon name is equal to weapon name, return true. Otherwise, once this all runs out, no matter what, we're going to return false. All right, so we're going to do if, let's see, a magazine base magazine equals cast it. We do if weapon compatible is compatible magazine, and we're going to pass in magazine. All right, so if that is the case, we should see this log here run. All right, let's give it a try. So by default, we should not be able to pick it up. All right, which we cannot. Let's pick up the weapon. I'm going to reload. We have current magazine, extra magazine. It's not going to pick it up yet, but all right. Maybe it is failing. So let's see. Bool valid mag. And we're just going to print out the magazine. Right, so this will show us whether or not the magazine we are trying to pick up is compatible. If it's not, we're going to look at the data tables and check. Oh, and I had a crash. And I just realized why. Because I was being an idiot. So, and weapon does not equal null pointer. Actually, we cannot do multiple conditions like that. So we got to do if weapon does not equal null pointer. And now we build. So what it was trying to do was trying to access weapon, which was pretty much invalid because weapon was not set to anything, causing it to crash when I tried to pick up the magazine. All right, try it again. And because we crashed, I got to drag this out again. And check gets dragged on the world and save. There it is. Let's spamming E, cannot pick it up. Pick up the weapon. I'm a little far away. There we go. Okay, got 3 magazines total. And just picked up the magazine because we have a weapon and it's valid. Alright, not sure why it's showing valid now. Wait, that did show 1, right? Valid mag 1. Alright, so yes, it is true. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing on the server. Alright, make sure weapon's valid. Check this. Alright, and if the magazine is compatible, again on the server, we're going to pick it up. And then once we confirm that this is set up properly, there's no like weird issues, we're going to be setting up a add magazine function on our weapon class. Again, cannot pick it up. There we go, picked it up. I notice it's kind of a pain at certain angles to pick it up. Like you have to be very precise. Okay, but yeah, we're picking it up. Now we need to pretty much add it. So I'm going to do one little change in our reload function. I want to make it be magindex plus 1, just to make it a little bit easier to read. So it's going to be magazine 1, extra magazine 1, 2, 3, not 0, 1, 2. All right, so now we need to add a add magazine function to our weapon. So I'm going to do, yeah, just down at the bottom, void add magazine, class a magazine base magazine. All right, let's create the definition. All right, we're going to actually remove this. I'm going to copy it, and we're going to put it in the function. So at the bottom here, we're going to do if magazine does not equal null pointer. We're going to pick it up and add it to our extra magazines. So extra magazines dot add magazine. We're also going to do a server check. So if role equals role authority, then we're going to add it. So let's see, back in survival character, we're going to do our weapon add magazine, and we're going to pass in the magazine we are trying to add. And then we compile. All right, let's test it. Pick up the weapon and reload. All right, so extra magazine 1, 2, and 3. Let's pick up this magazine. All right, picked it up. Now we press R to reload. We have extra magazine 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm just kind of spam reloading. Yeah, just extra magazine, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone's changing just accordingly. So we are good to go. We now are able to pick up our magazines. All right, let's do a quick reiteration of what we did. And I am recording, aren't I? Yes. Okay, so go to interact here. So when we go to pick up the magazine, what we do is we check. So first off, we're going to cast the magazine, make sure it is a magazine we're hitting. Then we're going to check and make sure we have a weapon in hand. If we do, we're going to check and see if the magazine that we're trying to pick up is compatible with our weapon. And we do this by getting the weapon list from the magazine, like the array of valid names shown here, compatible weapons, AR-15, and we're going to loop through it. So actually I don't need this, I don't know why I'm doing that. And if the weapon name, if this weapon that we're on right now, if our weapon name is equal to the weapon name of one of the compatible weapon names from the list of compatible weapons for the magazine, we're going to return true. If all of that fails, we're just going to return false. From there, we know that the magazine's compatible. We did the check on the client, so we're going to make a call to the server to do the same. The server, again, is going to store the magazine, it's going to try to cast it and all that, check if our weapon's valid, check again, make sure the magazine is compatible, and then we're going to, from the weapon, we're going to call our add magazine function. Now all this does is we're going to check, make sure we are the server, and if the magazine that we're trying to pick up is in fact valid, meaning it's not a null pointer, we're going to add it to our extra magazines array and call our pickup function on the magazine, which simply toggles our onRep boolean, replicated boolean to true, meaning the magazine's in use, it's been picked up, and we call our onRep function on the server as well. One thing we need to do, we need to set the owner. So magazine set owner. What we're going to do is we're going to set it to this and compile. So that way, just we know that the owner has been set, just like how we set the owner when we spawn the weapons with our spawn parameters, like so. So that's all. That's how we add our magazines. They should all be removed and everything accordingly. We have our owners set. We are hiding them and removing their collision. And I think for now we should be pretty much done with the weapons, unless I come up with something else. So, not sure what's going to be in store for the next video, but I will see you then.